morning, it seems that as soon as I get into my office, I have things to do before I can get to my usual work. So let's see what has showed up on the desk today. So it looks like we have a little lamp that's the plug is having a little bit of an issue, so I'll get that fixed and move on. Today, we're going to look at the pumps that I've been working on for the portable irrigation system. So let me get this fixed and then we'll move on outside to the pump. There we go. So we have light. We have light. There we go. There you go, Father Bernard. Just for you. Oh, yeah, that's a rosary I've been working on for the past, 15 years? Can I get it in focus here? I don't know. There we go. Yeah, so this is, while I'm here, I call it my indestructible rosary. It's made out of electric fence wire. Yeah, started it 15 years ago. Maybe I'll get that finished. All right, other side, I'll go ahead and do the JB weld now. Hopefully this will be nice and pretty, but I'm kind of new to the whole JB weld world, so I haven't played with this stuff enough. But if I'm careful, I should be able to lay it onto that wire fairly nicely. I am going to ignore that. I will come back and clean that up. I'm definitely not going to do that now. Okay. So that's not too bad. So once I clean up the surroundings on the transformer itself, this will look very nicely. And I may actually add a little bit of black paint to that just to not make it look so bad. All right. Put that there. Let's take a quick look at this. So there you go. Let's go outside now. All right. So this is my my messy office outside, actually, and there's the door to the actual office. That wire rack doesn't stay down all the time. But here we go. So here are the two pumps. We covered one earlier and went back down to get the other. That's my hoist to raise and lower them off of this rack. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to do a quick test and show you them working. We won't pump any water. We have two ways of getting solar power to this pump. This guy here, you can kind of see if you're familiar with the names here. We have PV, that is your solar panels, and you can see it says load, PD plus and load plus. This is your load minus. This is a sensor, which we won't be using right now, and there's where your solar panel negative comes in, and that is Patrick. Hey, Patty. All right. My cat is somewhere around here. Oh, there she is. Hey, Monica. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Here you go. Patty. All right. So this other device, I prefer not to use it right now, but I do like it. If you're familiar with the Outback equipment, that's what this is. So this is a solar charger. So it allows me to connect a battery to these two. The motor on this one takes 15 amps, and that one says 18. So I'm not sure how accurate these. Let's see if we can see it on here. There it is right there, 15.8 amps. But this is maximum load, okay? So it's actually not going to be pulling 15 amps when it's running. When it's under load, that is when it's pumping water, you'll see the amperage go up. Now this one, funny enough, says 18. Again, maximum amps it will pull at 24 volts. Both of them are 24 volts. Both of them say that they are, as you can see here, it says solar force. So they are meant for running off of solar. This is a interesting type of pump. I haven't opened it up yet, but I'm going to have to open them up. As you can see, they're kind of crusty inside. But this one, if you look, you can see an arm moving back and forth. So it's a single cylinder pump. It has a check valve, not a check valve, but I guess you can call this a pop-off valve. You can see there, it says 100 PSI. So obviously these guys can put out some serious pressure. Now, I like to call these guys here a capacitor, if you're familiar with electronics. It's basically like a capacitor, and they mount on top of the pump. And what that does is it smooths out, if you want to say, the pressure. In other words, instead of having every time this guy pumps, your water would come out here in spurts. So by putting that tank on top, it pressurizes that tank, and the tank has a air bladder inside, and it will, as the pump goes up and down, it will fill the tank, and the tank will release it, fill it, release it. And if you have set up your output properly, then your water will come out fairly smoothly. But if it's an open tap, you'll still get those spurts, but the tank on top of it will still smooth it out a little bit, but it'll still come out in spurts. So it's always good to have this guy under load. Now these two will be tied together at some point, and I'm debating on the water coming in. I think it'll be better if they were separated, but I'm not sure. So if we were to take these, go to a higher diameter pipe, and I got to do all the calculation on this because they're under pressure. In other words, they're suction, I should say. They're not under pressure, suction. So it would be kind of weird to have this and that pulling from the same pipe, because I think they'll be fighting each other. But I need to do a little bit more research on that. I am not a plumber in that sense. I do know a lot about plumbing, but I always like to do my research and check things before I go off and start building them, because then you're going to have to redo it. And I will take y'all through this process. It just won't be me working on this by myself. So I'm going to get these two hooked up. For now, we're just going to use this guy. Didn't mention with this little knob before. This is where you control your voltage. So you can have a voltage of, where is it? It says it on here. There it is. This is your adjustable voltage, 12 to 36. And your input voltage probably says it somewhere on here. Let's see, I don't see it on here, but there it is. Maximum, no, that's open circuit still. I'm not sure what your input voltage is on this, but obviously if it can put out 63, we're perfectly fine with that. So my solar panels puts out 60, excuse me, did I say 63? I meant 36. So we won't be messing with this guy today. I've already tried our pumps with that and it works great, but we're gonna work with this one for now. A quick few things before we get the pump going. There's a solar panel there. The wire comes to here for now. It's laying on the ground, and there's no sun on it right now, so I'm going to leave it where it's at. The voltage is very low. The amperage is very low right now, so it's fairly safe for me to start working on it. I probably will lay it down on its side, on the face of it, so there's absolutely no sun coming to it. This is a very powerful solar panel. So let me go ahead and do that before we get these guys going. Okay, so I've got it all wired up now. Please note that the wiring on here was not my wiring. The wires coming out of the motors, you can see here there's a little red tab here saying that the white, which is usually neutral, is hot and the black is not. There you go. Black is not. But down here, you can see that the black is hot. And the same over here, black is hot. Whereas the white is, so completely backwards on these two motors. But again, I didn't do that wiring. Here I'm using neutral as negative. And I went ahead and wired in for now this is a DC breaker. So this is not a regular breaker. It's DC, and I know you can't see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you can see any of that on here. For now with this camera, this isn't the, oh, there we go. It is upside down as usual. But this is 100 amp. So it's rated way over what I need. But the main thing is I can cut the motors off. You can see here when I turn them on, they're running. Now that is not full speed because the solar panel is sitting there. But that's not bad. That's both of them running right now. And when I come back again, I will have the meters hooked up so you can get a few numbers on what's going on here. So we have the solar panel out in the sun, full sunlight. We're not quite running at full beams right now. That number is not right at the moment, and it will clear up. That is the power coming off, or the voltage coming off the solar panel. So that will clear up, or we've got some induction and things going on here that's feeding in, giving that the wrong number. This one is correct though, and that is controlled by this device here. And if I turn this, we can get it up to the full rating of 24 volts. So that is running off of solar right now. There's the wire coming up. No batteries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here and I'm going to put my hand, and you can hear the motors slowing down. Okay, the sun got to it before me. You can see as the sun comes out, the motors will speed up. Well, that's it for now. I will update you as progress moves on with these two pumps. So you're seeing one of the reasons I like using the other device, the solar charger, because if I had a battery on this, when the sun is like it is now, they would keep running. Now, I could add more solar panels, which I'll probably try. But if I use a solar charger and a few good big batteries, I'm going to move over here so you can hear me. But if I use a solar charger and a few good batteries, then I could actually do a little bit, get an Arduino, which is a small computer for those who don't know. That's programmable with, you could do all kinds of things, make robots with them and things like that. But I could build an Arduino with a sun sensor, and when the sun goes down, it'll time for about 10 minutes or something to see how long the sun's been down. If it's down for a very long time, then it will cut the system off, keeping the batteries from draining. Mainly it will cut the pumps off. Hey, what you doing? Really? Come on up here. Monica. Come on. Come on. No? All right. Anyway, yeah. So I could build a sensor that can test the sun, the strength of the sun, and then go from there.